Hey traders, the Chart Guys Swing Report newsletter is currently live. In the description of this video, there are two links. The first is to the sign up page where you can also get emailed an example of a previous copy. And the second is to an in-depth video to let you know exactly what the Swing Report entails. Appreciate your attention. Let's get on to the charts. Hey traders, checking in on the broader market. So we have the S&P 500 bulls with a break. I was hoping for a little bit more suspense, but strong. So a bull break of our lower high resistance. We have been watching two-day tightening time frames. The healthcare sector broke on Thursday. QQQ certainly did not need to break any tightening range. And SPY broke its resistance today, and we're just looking at the high of the COVID bounce. For SPX 500 USD, it's 32.33. For SPY, the level adjusted for the dividend is 322, 321.99 to be exact. But we know the burden of proof is on the bears, as it has always been this entire time. We never confirmed any daily downtrend as far as the low of the initial dump where everybody said, oh, that's our top, but nope. Bulls held on, we held it again, and now we're breaking resistance. And the next time we pull back on QQQ and SPY, we have tons of space for higher lows to form. So we'll certainly change our tune if we see significant bear volume, if we see our three major sectors dropping to lows at the same time. But in the absence of any of that, the market bulls are keeping full control for the time being. We'll be looking for short-term consolidation in the near-term future for higher lows. We've seen a higher low every single day the last 4 days, and we'll watch for that pattern to break. But we have some raging bulls out there. Amazon today, huge move. Look at the last 4 days. We knew to just be looking for higher lows on this period of consolidation, but we certainly could not anticipate the absolute rocket ship into continuation. For blue sky breakout, Amazon today was up almost 6%. Tesla has been astounding. Tesla up 13% today. It's up another 2% after hours. I'm looking for a third gap up open and a bearish entry on Tesla tomorrow, but we'll have to see where we stand pre-market. Testing 1400 right now in just an absolute short squeeze. We've seen it before where we top out and see a significant pullback, so that's what I'm keeping an eye out for in the short term, but we would have to see broader market consolidation to mark any tops. So, SPY, hourly uptrend intact. Let's look at the futures chart. So the futures chart overnight tonight, we're just looking for a 4-hour higher low. The bulls at the moment are attempting to confirm a 4-hour bull flag very quickly. If we fail to do so, we will still be looking for a 4-hour higher low, anything above 31.16, which is over 1.5% away. So we could pull back 1% overnight and still be in a 4-hour uptrend on this futures chart. IWM rejected from its 2-day resistance for now. So it is still in a tightening range. High, low, lower high, higher low, and key resistance 146.69, which we have not broken yet. So we'll keep an eye on IWM again because its exposure is more significant for the financial sector. It is weaker, doesn't have as much tech exposure as the S&P 500. And we need to see a bear break again. Higher low every single day here. For the last 6 days, we have to see a bear break of 142.93 for this range to continue to tighten. QQQ, just a raging blue sky bull. Gap up 2 days in a row. Strong close, hourly higher lows set into the end of the day. Bulls showed up into the close. And here we are at all-time highs pretty much in after hours. And again, we're going to look for healthy consolidation in the near term, but there's no sign of it right now. We have to lose the hourly uptrend to be looking for a daily higher low. And you better believe first hourly oversold conditions, we're going to see a lot of bulls looking to buy daily higher lows in the tech sector, which continues to be strong. Apple hit an all-time high today. It's just strong. Healthcare sector. So we got the bull break on Thursday, more follow through today. Again, second gap up open in a row. All-time high 104.22. And actually that's not the all-time high. COVID high 104.22 is the next resistance level to be watching. 2-day time frame. Dump, lower high, higher low, higher high. All about 104.22. If we fail to break it and we lose the hourly uptrend, tons of space. Anything above 96.84, 6% away, is a daily higher low, keeping the bulls in control. Financial sector still fairly weak. Certainly not a strong bounce on the daily time frame. We're just looking for a daily lower high. It already broke to a lower low. This is keeping the airliners and the cruise liners weak because their correlation is more significant. And one more note on Tesla, I was noticing very significant QQQ correlation with Tesla today. But as far as XLF is concerned, we're looking for a daily low or high. If the bulls want to shift momentum here, we have to see a higher low once we top out and change the daily trend. What I'm going to be watching for this week, we've seen it before on this bounce. Tech sector leads the way to the upside. We have our laggard sectors, XLF, cruises, airliners, jetliners, all that. And we then see the tech sector top out and consolidate looking for a daily higher low. And we then see funds go into our laggard sectors. So that's something I'm watching for. Once our temporary QQQ top is set, and once we see daily consolidation in Amazon, very curious to see how the financial sector and those laggard sectors respond to that. Are we going to see money, profit taking and money rotate from tech into these laggard names, which again, we've seen already on this COVID bounce at least once or twice at this point. But a lot of proving for the financial sector bulls to change that daily trend. Biotech sector, little bit toppy, all profit taking today. 115.77 is the all-time high. We failed to break that today by about 1%. If we break the low of today tomorrow, it's then a tightening daily equilibrium, and we would then watch for key support 108.43 as the bulls would attempt a higher low compared to that level. SMH, all-time high. Bulls in complete control of the semiconductor space. NVDA, lead bull, hit an all-time high today. And again, tons of space for a daily higher low to form. I feel like we were saying this exact same thing back at the end of June with QQQ and with the semiconductors. And the VIX, so a lot of people looking at the VIX and saying, why aren't we down at the lows? S&P 500 is up at the highs almost. Well, number one, it's not an inverse correlation, tick for tick. And number two, hedging. You got to remember hedging. Whenever I see the VIX holding up in the face of significant strength, a lot of traders like to look at that and say, oh, that's a clue. That's probably a clue that we're going to dump in the market soon. I don't view it that way. I see it as saying, okay, the market is bullish. We're probably seeing hedging as people should be doing at these levels. I could be bullish with $100 billion in the market, and I could then have a $10 million position in the volatility index to protect that. And me establishing that position might lead to the volatility index seeing a little bit of a bid or seeing UVXY going up a little bit, but that doesn't mean that there's some secrets out there that the broader market's about to dump. So it's worth paying attention to the VIX and what it's doing, but again, keep in mind that a lot of people use this to hedge very bullish, heavily weighted bull positions. Next time we bounce on the VIX, we're going to be looking for a daily lower high compared to 37.10. And at this point, 24.90 and 23.50 are the only levels that we've hit as far as support goes recently. Gold, holding on just fine. We failed to break the high today, but we just pulled back this morning, set an hourly higher low. Here we are failing again, but again, still an hourly uptrend. We'd have to lose the hourly uptrend for that multiple tops to be notable, and then we just look for a 4-hour higher low. So bulls aren't surging higher, and we're not seeing a ton of follow through, but they are keeping control. And that's the case for silver as well. Silver, hourly time frame, less of a significant bounce than gold on this most recent bounce. High, higher low, maybe a lower high being set. Bears would have to break 1820 to confirm an hourly downtrend. And failing to break daily resistance at the moment, but again, overall keeping control. We're going to have to start to see support breaks if we're going to be bearish on that double top. Miners today, so we broke the highs of Thursday first thing, but no follow through, but then we held support as well. So pretty much just a tightening range the last 2 days. Low of Thursday, high of Thursday, higher low into the close, pretty much a double top this morning, another higher low, and we ended the day in a half-hour equilibrium. So pretty much just a 2-day tightening range in these miners. And the question will be, are we going to lose hourly support in the metals, or are we going to break our resistance overnight? And that's going to likely dictate which direction this tightening range breaks. If it's a bear break, bulls do have plenty of space for GDX. Anything above 34.08 is a daily higher low. And for GDXJ, anything above 45.51 would be a daily higher low. Oil's keeps grinding higher. So the bulls are maintaining the 4-hour uptrend. We would have to lose the 4-hour uptrend for daily consolidation to take place. So 40.15 is a short-term support level. If daily consolidation takes place, we're going to look for a higher low compared to 37.08 because of the size of the bounce over the last week plus. Natural gas bulls getting some follow through, potentially due to some Buffett momentum. So Buffett bought Dominion for $10 billion in the natural gas space, and people could be looking at that and saying, well, if Buffett's making a bet on natural gas, that probably means the prices aren't going to dump to zero. So we have our inverse head and shoulders that we were watching, confirming on UNG, higher low at 974, bull break of multiple resistance levels, fairly strong close. Next level is 1131. And again, NatGas USD is giving us the most convincing move that we've seen in a couple months, and the weekly exponential resistance is currently support for the first time in 8 months. That's notable. Keeping in mind, if we're going to see a real significant momentum shift, we will have to change weekly trends eventually. So that's where we stand overall. Again, there's plenty of individual names that have a ton of volatility, and I'm looking for Tesla to be that name as far as day trading goes for the rest of this week. But a lot of volatility out there on individual names. The broader market as a whole, not entirely clear. SPY the last couple days hasn't been an easy trade as far as establishing positions. We saw the open on Thursday and then profit taking. The higher open today led to profit taking. So we've had the sectors maneuvering a bit with QQQ and tech maintaining the strength, and the financial sector seeing pretty much profit taking the last 3 days. So that's made playing the broader market itself a bit more difficult. But again, whether it's an individual sector like the tech sector or individual names, lots of volatility out there. And there's a lot of hype out there. Last time we were talking about the hype and the euphoria in this market was right here. So I'm not ready to be talking about it like I was back then, but when you're seeing the electric vehicle space exploding and Tesla did $3 billion in the last 5 minutes of trading. When you're seeing this kind of maximum euphoria, it just makes us a bit cautious. And the maximum euphoria is absolutely in the tech sector space right now with Amazon and Apple. Let's see what Microsoft did today. I'm assuming an all-time high. So yeah, getting a bit extended, but we will have to lose the daily uptrend. How long have we been saying that? We will have to lose the daily uptrend in Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon for the market bears to get any kind of follow through. And the answer is we've been saying that for over a month at this point, and the bears have not done anything about it. So that will continue to be our guide. If we see a pullback over the next couple of days, again, we're going to look for all of these names to establish a daily higher low unless there is massive bear volume behind that pullback. Let's see if Tesla gives us a third gap up open for bearish entry tomorrow. Be extremely cautious if you are trading against a blue sky bull and utilize stop losses or you're asking for trouble. Have a good rest of your day. Do good things, and we'll see you soon. We've got some newcomers in the harvest. The first string beans, first carrots I've taken, and the first potatoes. These are tomatillos and ground cherries, beets, carrots, beans, potatoes. This is some elephant garlic from the garden with the name for obvious reasons.